Okay, everybody, we're going to try and do this. So this is how to do your your right triangles, your trig identities, 30, 60, 90 with your hand. Okay, so it helps me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can do these now. Okay, so we're going to start off with, I'm just going to show you on your hand. So first off, take your hand, and it needs to be facing you, so I'm going to kind of turn around. I'm just going to kind of do this. Here we go. So here we go. Put your hand facing you, cosine and sine, and so you remember that it's x and y. Cosine is the width, sine is the height. All right, so now we're going to think about it like this. Like this is kind of like quadrant 1. We're not going to count sine, and we're not going to count cosine. So we're going to think of it like 30, 45, 60. These are our main things right here. So here's what we say. We've got a 30-degree angle. So if we've got 30, this is our 30 right here. We're going to take it and we're going to bend it down. Watch this, y'all. Cosine, remember cosine is the one up here. Cosine is the square root of 3 over 2. Sine, which is over here, is square root of 1 over 2. It's always the square root, right? The square root of 1, square root of 2, or square root of 3. You count your fingers. Square root of 3, everything's over 2. Square root of 1 over 2. So, come back to my board. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to put my answers. Cosine of 30, I had the square root of 3 over 2 because I had 3 fingers. Sine of 30, I had 1 finger, so that would be 1 over 2. Or the square root of 1 over 2, but remember square root of 1 is 1, right? So we're just going to say 1. Okay. Here we go. Let's do another one. Let's do 45. Cosine, sine, 45, 30, 45, 60. It's always start from here. Remember, it's kind of like this. And how do you know which hand to do? It's always your left hand. And most people are right-handed, so you're writing your answers with your right hand. Well, you can't write your answers if you've got your right hand up because you can't write with your... Anyway, so hopefully you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, I'm sorry, just pretend like you're right-handed for a minute. So you've got your left hand, you're writing with your right hand, you're looking at it. We're going to do that 45-degree angle, so we're going to pull 30, 60, 90, because this is cosine, this is sine, so we're going to go 45, that's in the middle. 2 and 2, so that's the square root of 2, because it's always a square root. Square root of 2 over 2, square root of 2 over 2. What would a 60 be? Well, let's see. 60, this is 60, because this is cosine and sine right here. So this is 60, so I'm going to bend down to 60. Cosine's on the top. Cosine would be square root of 1 over 2. Sine would be square root of 3 over 2. Well, how would I get tangent? How am I going to get tangent on this? Oh my gosh, this is brilliant, y'all. Y'all ready for this? Here's tangent. Let's do the 30. This is 30 right here. So 30, bend the 30. Well, we know that cosine, which was on top, cosine was the square root of 3 over 2, and sine was 1, square root of 1 over 2, or just 1/2. How do we get tangent? Oh, tangent, you know, it's sine over cosine. Flip your hand. Honk. Tangent is the square root of 1 over the square root of 3. Oh, well, what? Isn't that really just the square root of 3 over 3, right? Because you'd have to rationalize it, and you can't have the radical on the bottom. Let's do 60. Let's see, 60. Remember, this is cosine and sine. You got to turn your hand back around. It's got to always be facing you. We're using our left hand because we're writing with our right hand. We're writing these answers down. We're going to do 60. Well, here's our 60. Bend it down. Cosine would have been 1 over square root of 2. I'm sorry, not square root of 2. 1 over 2. Cosine, sine, because it's on the bottom, sine would have been square root of 3 over 2. But the problem says, what's the tangent of 60? Well, take your hand, flip it over. Square root of 3 over the square root of 1. But square root of 1 is just 1. So it's just the square root of 3. Why? Okay, let's do the tangent of 45. All right. Oh my gosh, I've been sitting like that too long. Okay, here we go. 45. So 45, cosine, sine. 45's right here. Bend it down. I got 2 and 2. Let's just do cosine real quick. Cosine would have been square root of 2 over 2. Sine on the bottom would have been square root of 2 over 2. But I need tangent. Flip your hand. Oh, look, it's the same thing. Oh, my pinky's going doing weird things. It would be the square root of 2 over the square root of 2. Well, isn't the square root of 2 over the square root of 2 1? So the tangent of 45 would be 1. And that's the hand trick. So anyway, I hope that helped y'all. figure that out a little bit. In 5 minutes. Look there.